After having to make many temporary jigs for my router, I decided to make a compact router sled. I started with a piece of 3/4 ply with dimensions of 2 feet by 2 feet. Then I laminated with 1/4-inch PVC. I laid out the T-track to be running from corner to corner diagonally. One track off of each corner coming in toward the center, leaving a small section in the middle exposed. I clamped down some boards to get a guide for a straight edge. Then proceeded to route out the slots for the T-track. I started out routing shallow grooves, and then slowly progressed into the right depth for the T-track. I rounded and beveled the T-track so it'd be a little easier for the bolts to slide in. After sanding, I tested the first piece of track in all 4 slots, and then I modeled the next 3 after the same. I cleared the slots of residue sawdust, then installed the tracks and secured them down. My first build, I had raised sides, so I'd cut off sections off of each side of the 2x2, and I put them up vertically. That didn't work out, so I ended up putting it back on the sides. So we're still back to the original 2x2 build, except you'll see here that the corners look different. I applied stain to the back and the edges of the board, everywhere there wasn't any white PVC. I then positioned and secured the tracks. Measuring the spread on each side assured me that everything was lined up properly. I pre-drilled pilot holes and marked the positions of the screws before installing. Then I installed my previously made router box. Although everything was secure, I decided that I needed to drill some extra holes inside the linear rails so that I could better secure the blocks. This had to be marked out carefully and drilled precisely, otherwise you would create pinch points and the rails wouldn't slide properly. Drilling slightly oversized holes would help prevent that. It's best to start with the smallest bit you have and then move up from there. I've only had these DeWalt bits a week or so and they're already falling apart. Unfortunately, I've had the same experience with different models. The quality of tools have really gone down in the last year or so. It's time to attach the router to the router box. So I have to find the center first and then utilize the router base plate to make the holes. Since I freehand these marks, I decided to take off the router base plate and double check it. Then making sure that it will be properly centered. I then drilled and countersinked the holes, then attached the router to the router box. I reset the router box onto the tracks and got ready for testing. Right now I don't have the proper planing bit, so I'm going to use a regular mortise bit just to test it out. I'm going to use this 2x10 that's loaded with epoxy drippings to test this out. It's a little higher than the planer's set for because the epoxy drippings raised quite a bit. I also have these low profile stops to put inside the tracks to hold the piece in position. After the struggling to get these things in a proper position, I realized that I have to put in some more tracks that'll go straight down the center, not diagonally. I also have to drill some starter holes just before each track, so I won't have to go through this to put the bolts in. So I utilized a 3/4 Fosner bit to drill the start holes in the front of each track. This worked out a lot better than I expected, utilizing the wrong bit and using a board that was loaded with epoxy drippings. I ordered these stops from AliExpress. It took quite a while for them to get here, but they're well worth the wait. A much lower price than you can get here from the States. And this way I could set parameters, stop points for both sides. I'm really happy with this build. It turned out quite well. It's going to save me a lot of time and energy in further projects. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe and hit the like button.